Well, we're going to talk now more about that report out today that changes to lifestyle could help to prevent nearly half the number of cancer cases diagnosed in Britain. It's from a review funded by Cancer Research UK, which found that around 130,000 cancers each year in the UK are linked to smoking, alcohol, nutrition and obesity. Well, we're going to talk to Natasha Vince, who's lived with a rare type of cancer for the last 10 years or so. She's written a book about her experience called Kiss from a Rose, and she's now in remission thanks to changes in her lifestyle. Just tell us a bit more, Natasha, about the cancer you had and how you've tried to beat it.
Well, I was initially diagnosed 10 years ago at 16 and have been diagnosed 6 times since. And the first 5 times I had chemotherapy, radiotherapy, so the conventional medicine. And then this time last year I was told it had returned for the 6th time, so the 4th time in my liver, and that there was nothing that they could do for me. I asked maybe about having a transplant because it was just in my liver. But because it had been elsewhere, it started in my intestine and spread to my kidney a couple of years afterwards, and then spread to my liver. They said that that wasn't possible because giving me a new liver isn't a guaranteed cure. It could come back somewhere else.
Yeah.
So that's when they said, you know, really there's nothing else that we can do for you. So obviously I was devastated.
Yeah.
So came home, thought about it a little bit, and did my own research into how I could help myself. And actually, there's a lot of information out there.
Right.
If you look for it, about diet and exercise and how to look after yourself, and a lot of information for specific cancers as well, specific diseases, but specific cancers as well. So I looked at cancer in my liver and completely changed my diet.
So what did you do? Just give us an idea of what you stopped eating and started eating.
Well, I learnt that you should cut out refined sugar. That's really important. All your cells need glucose, they all need sugar, but if you can try and cut out refined sugar, so for example, have brown sugar instead of white sugar, that sort of thing.
Is this for liver cancer especially, or all cancers?
Yeah,
okay.
Because tumours multiply 4 to 5 times as fast and they need sugar to grow.
Right.
So things like that. Vitamin C, I discovered that vitamin C is very, very good. It's the most natural form of chemotherapy without all the nasty side effects. Cut out meat, which was very hard for me.
You cut out meat altogether?
Yeah.
So you became vegetarian, really?
Effectively, yeah. I do treat myself now and again.
Right.
And lots of leafy vegetables as well. And then, like I say, this time last year they gave me a year. I went back a couple of weeks ago to see how the tumours were progressing, whether they'd spread or grown. And the tumours are still there, but they're now benign. And the surgeon showed me the sort of before and after scans. And obviously, I'm not medically trained, I don't know exactly what I'm looking at. But the scans from last year show that the tumours are like a lighter colour, and now they're much darker, which shows that they're benign, so the cancer has effectively been starved.
So you feel like you've almost cured yourself, really?
It's a really crazy feeling, and it was obviously the best Christmas present I could have asked for.
Wow.
But it upsets me that this information is out there, and I think it's great that this report has come out today, but we really do need to make people aware that this information is there and you can help yourself. And I would never say to anybody, disregard conventional medicine. I don't think I would be brave enough to do that. But you have to be able to help yourself on the side. And
what about smoking, drinking? You're obviously not overweight, but I mean those other factors that the report today talked about.
Yeah, well, I was never a smoker, but I do like the odd drink. I spent a year studying in the Caribbean, so I do like a bit of a drink. But obviously I've had to cut that out now because of the liver disease. But I think some things are obvious, like smoking. But
when your surgeon saw that you had apparently beaten this just by changing your diet, I mean, were they surprised? Were they? Yeah,
he looked at me and he said, "I do not know how this has happened." And I thought, I can tell you how this has happened.
Right.
I can tell you, and I did. And you know, you have to be careful because it doesn't work for everybody, which is why they don't say, maybe they don't talk about it as much as maybe I think they should. But he was pleased. It was the result.
Yeah, and the outlook now is pretty good.
Yeah, I'll have my scans every few months, just like I normally would. But he said that I could live like this for the next 30 to 40 years if I look after myself.
Wow, well, an incredible story and a lesson to a lot of people out there. Thank you very much indeed for coming in. Thank you, Natasha Vince.
Right, time for the business. Here's Ben.
More from the Eurozone for you this evening, yes, because the leaders of France and Germany have called for Eurozone countries to have a common corporation tax and a single financial transaction tax. Well, the policy would initially apply to the 17 members of the Eurozone, but it is likely to anger countries like Ireland, which has a low corporation tax rate of just 12.5%. The push for EU tax harmonisation is highly controversial. The UK especially has resisted moves towards tax harmonisation for years. The proposal will, of course, be debated at tomorrow's key EU summit. Well, Charles Robertson is Global Chief Economist at Renaissance Capital. He told me the proposal is unlikely to solve the Eurozone's underlying problems.
Oh, you're already getting tax divergence. VAT is supposed to be roughly aligned.